So just behind us, over there, is the border of Albania. There is the Albanian flag, which we've just put on.
That's will be country number 11. Just another 56 countries to go.
Yeah, true. So we'll be crossing the border in a few minutes. Hopefully they'll let us in. Welcome to Albania.
When we were in Italy a few months back, we met Priest Arian in Montepiano, and he became a good friend to us. And he's from Albania, so when he knew we were coming through Skodra, he kindly got in touch with his friends here at the convent and asked if we could stay. So we met up and stayed with Sister Vera, with all her friends and family.
And Priest Arian, if you're watching, well, Priest Arian has got to be the happiest person you could ever wish to meet, and he never stops laughing.
So keep having us.
So come back again next year, you know, maybe stay longer so you can give me some lessons.
Yeah, you don't need any.
But what a great guy. Thanks, Arian. So when we arrived at the convent, we had a fantastic greeting. They gave us drinks on arrival, some lovely Fanta.
We were made really welcome. Before the meal, they sang a welcome song to us, which was really beautiful.
It's one of their traditional hymns, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we ate traditional homemade cooked Albanian food. Traditional Albanian homemade food.
What we got?
I couldn't tell you, but it's all very nice. After the meal, we were presented with a beautiful cake and a bottle of fizz. It was to celebrate us arriving and being here. You can see Matilda, she's the chief cake cutter.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you. During our stay with the sisters, they took us around Skodra to see the sights.
Yeah, we were taken to the site of witness and memory. It was the prison where in the communist time religious people, priests, nuns were taken and tortured and executed. Yeah, it was terrible.
So after we left the prison, we then walked around the town. Many mosques can be seen and churches in the area.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
So back to talking about our good friend Priest Arian again.
Yeah, we asked the girls to take us to show us where he studied to be a priest in Skodra.
And here you can see the college where he spent many years.
Yeah, studying.
Studying, yeah.
Later in the evening, they put on a little concert for us. They were in the traditional Albanian costumes and did the traditional Albanian dancing.
I'll never forget.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome in our house. I and my sister and Matilda, their mother, your mother, yeah, and all. Jenny, we are happy to meet you.
Thank you.
And you kept doing.
We promise.
Promise. Pray God for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, little did we know they were going to then dress us up and make us join in. And I went first to get dressed up, and I didn't know they'd taken Chris away to make him get dressed up. So when I came back, it was a lovely surprise to see him all dressed up.
Yeah, so it actually turned out that we were the entertainment that evening, and
I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was really good fun. Thank you.
I couldn't have been much more out of my comfort zone.
Oh no, you were brilliant.
But it was good fun.
You joined in and you were dancing.
I could have done with an extra size of Albanian outfit though, because it was on the small side.
You look great.
Surprise. Vrei ce a pamak se keni.
A di?
Vrei të dini herë.
Se kërë dhe shpirë më dhe shpirë. Dhe të sot të dy që po në anash. Po e di po më herë. Të veterinaret, se janë të veterinaret mija. Pa herë që e njue. Dhe vë të një tjetër. Che
So yeah, a full-on evening of
Dancing.
Albanian style, and so just when I thought things couldn't have got any worse for me, Gabriella went missing for a few minutes, and then she comes back into the room in a wedding dress.
The story behind that is when I was out with Sister Spring in the day in Skodra, there's big wedding shops everywhere, and I mean everywhere, with really lovely wedding dresses. So I just kept saying to Sister Vera, oh, look at that, that's nice, look at that. And she was wanting me to go in the shop and try some wedding dresses on. So we were having a laugh about that. So every time we saw a wedding shop, she would say, come on, go and try on, oh, it's lovely. So on that evening, she said, come with me, I have a surprise for you. And she had this, obviously, wedding dress. So it was great fun. She dressed me up in this wedding dress and obviously wanted me to come down and have a dance, my wedding frock with my fiancé.
Yeah, so more fun dancing.
Chris was really getting nervous.
So even though we didn't get married, let's just pretend this is our wedding dance.
Our wedding dance.
There you go. No need to get married now.
Yeah, because I really wanted Priest Ariane to marry us over the phone.
Well, I was actually a bit worried.
I was really
that
disappointed.
Something had been prearranged without me knowing. So we were supposed to leave on the Sunday, but the sisters kindly invited us to come along and watch them work in their local village where they grew up.
Yeah, we were invited to the Sunday Mass and just meet the local people of the church. On our last day we had a great day out. We walked right up the mountain to the top to see the castle Rose Arthur, with great views of Skodra. Then in the evening we had a great farewell meal made for us, another farewell song sung.
You are always drinking and eating. What are you doing?
Amen.
Gloria,
Gloria, Gloria. E canta cuar. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. E canta cuar. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. E canta cuar. Canta cuar sol.
the name of the castle is? Rozafa. There is a nice story, but we will tell you later.
He's recording.
Yeah.
I thought he was taking a picture.
Yeah, and earlier that day, when we got back from the castle, we sneaked out of the convent and had a cake made specially for everybody and the sisters, just as a way of saying thank you, because they wouldn't accept anything from us. So we thought, I'm sure they'll eat some cake.
It was a lovely chocolate cake.
Wow, thank you.
It's just to say thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
Poi offriderò juve që I ke thirrë këtu edhe I ke marrë ju ke treguar se çfarë.
We've had a really lovely time and thank you for letting us stay here. And thank you to these two, they've been brilliant looking after us.
Ne ka lumë
And
shumë
sisters
mirë.
crying, and everybody else, and the cooking and everything.
Ne ka
It's
lumë
hard to
shumë,
translate.
ne ka lumë shumë shoqëru gjatë gjithë kohës, vajzave që tani I njohë, edhe gjithë juve motrave.
And we wish we could stay.
Dhe ne do të
We'd love to
shumë që të
stay.
qëndronim.
And we're going to miss you all.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Edhe knetësi,
You are always welcome here to our house.
edhe ne jemi
And once again, our chief cake cutter, Matilda, sliced up the cake.
1,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bravo, Matilda. Bravo. Very good, very good. Okay.
Is Chris drinking raki or what?
He's on the wine.
Wine.
Ah, wine. Good.
On the Monday, it was an emotional day because it was really sad to say goodbye to everybody. We were heading to Tirana that day.
We'd only actually been there for 3 days at the convent, but it felt like we'd been there a couple of weeks because we got to know everyone that well, didn't we?
And we would have liked to have stayed for longer.
So yeah, we've really enjoyed our time with everybody at the convent. Yeah, what an experience!
And great memory. We'll
Right.
never forget it.
And we're gonna stay in touch
Yeah.
because they all do WhatsApp.
Ju filloni me shkutje, po nëse për i I kthejmë rrota. You go, and if you change your thing, come here.
Then come back. Yeah.
Understand me?
Yeah, if it gets
Okay.
worse. Bye. Yeah, that is great. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye. Bye.
So yeah, it was sad to leave, say goodbye to everybody, but they gave us, they actually gave us as we were leaving these two little Two little angels.
To watch over
He
us
said a
on
prayer.
our
They
travels.
said some prayers for us, and they've given us these little angels, and I'll just show them. There we go. So we carry these with us now. Thanks, Sister Vera, and everybody at the convent. So, as we left the convent, it wasn't the greatest weather. So we were heading to Tirana, but literally the heavens did
Major
open.
storm, wasn't it?
So it was hit by just
terrible,
like 80-mile-an-hour winds, torrential rain.
That's when we wish we'd stayed with Sister Vera at the
Yeah,
convent
she was messaging us, WhatsApping us as we were cycling through the storm
to see if we were okay.
It's a bit wet today. We kept having to stop at the side of the road to take shelter.
We stopped at a little cafe, didn't we? But obviously all the power was down and everything, so you couldn't get a hot drink.
It was freezing cold, so we literally just had to stop. Yeah, just stop in Malaysia. We actually stayed there for 2 days just to weather out the storm.
And we were too far ahead to turn round to go back to Skodra, so we just had to shelter and just keep going, didn't we?
So this couple are from Japan. It's Kai and his girlfriend. Just ahead. Kai has been cycling for 8 years. We met him a couple of weeks ago in Croatia. Well, and we haven't seen him for the last 2 weeks. So we've been messaging each other, and we've been trying to meet up, and we've just suddenly managed to catch up with each other today in Albania, just a few miles outside the capital, Tirana. So we're going to spend a bit of time with them, and we're cycling in with them into Tirana. How cool's that? Welcome to Tirana. It's getting busier the closer we get in.
Hello.
Oh, Albania!
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
So every month we do a monthly update, and we have our regular followers which subscribe. They donate £5 a month, and they get a personalised message sent to them and a newsletter either emailed to them or posted to them. So that's going great. We've got a good bunch of followers. So this is
supporters.
So this is just a little one of the. This was actually January's update, wasn't it, in Tirana.
Hi, hello.
Hi everyone, hello. It's the 4th of February, so we'd like to start by saying
Happy New Year! We're currently in Albania. We're in the capital of Tirana. We've had
behind us, as you can see, is one of the many mosques in
mosques.
Albania, which they're actually just starting to pray now. You'll hear.
You can hear it. We've had an eventful month. We've been through Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, and now we're in Albania. And we'll be heading to Macedonia, Greece and Bulgaria, heading to Turkey for March.
So we hope you're all enjoying our monthly newsletters. We've just recently released our Croatia and Bosnia film, but just yesterday we released our latest one, which was Montenegro, our country number 11 film.
We know that Margaret and Joan are enjoying our monthly newsletters, so hello to you two back in Thistleton. Hello! We'd just like to finish off with saying a great big thank you to all our supporters. Thank you very much. It means a lot to us and to prevent breast cancer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll see you next month for February's newsletter.
And find out where we are. Bye.
Bye. So after a few days in Tirana, we then left and headed towards the mountains of Macedonia, where we were basically heading for Bitola, up the snowy mountains.
Holding up the traffic again. Come on.
A common thing this side of the world are the wild dogs. They just come running out of the bushes out of nowhere and decide to chase you and attack you.
Wild dogs. Come on! Come on! So I mainly back off. You know straight away if they're going to be an issue. They're wild ones. One was getting adventurous then.
See, the minute you show fear, they'll come closer.
So a common problem we're faced with on a daily basis is where to camp, because you've been cycling all day from early morning. Days are cut short because it's getting dark early. So it is just where to put your tents. If you're in a built-up area, it just makes it harder to find places to hide. But it's much easier when we're out in the mountains, in the wilderness.
Yeah, we always try to cycle out of built-up areas, don't we?
But we do, and again, because it's winter, if we see any like derelicts, disused buildings from old farmhouses to sheds.
It's always positive when we find a derelict building, because it's more than not you can camp there, can't you?
Yeah, and we still put our tents up inside, but we're sheltering from the elements. And but you've just got to be careful, because a lot of the time there's wild dogs lurking around in these buildings, and then it's the same if we're camping in the forests, in the mountains. There's a lot of brown bears and wolves, lynx. We've come across a lot of wild boar, haven't we? Wild pigs. We've come across some wolves. We've not seen the bears yet, but they're around, and they are the brown grizzly bear.
I don't want to come across those.
The cycling's the easy part, isn't it?
Yeah, cycling's easy.
But you just don't know each day from one day to the next where you're going to be staying. Like where we are now, it's perfect.
Yeah. Because you're cycling and you think, we go, all right, we've got so many hours of daylight, let's find somewhere. But sometimes you're cycling, you just can't find anywhere, and then you run out of daylight where we think, we've got plenty of time. And we have been caught out a couple of times, haven't we? Not been able to find anywhere.
Yeah, we've been stuck up on the top of a mountain pass in the middle of the night. It took us 4 or 5 hours to find somewhere, because you can't just camp on some of these mountain pass roads, because it's just a sheer cliff edge both sides. So and if you do find a little lay-by, you can't actually just put your tent up there, because the danger of a vehicle pulling in.
Yeah.
So you've just got to carry on until you find the right place, and at the top of a mountain pass isn't always the best place to.
And when you're tired and had enough of climbing, and you've got to keep going.
Yeah.
Stuck on top of a mountain in the middle of the night. We need to find somewhere to camp, but we have to get over this pass first, because there's nowhere. Trying to look for a camping spot. We're on some mountain pass. It's only actually about 5:30, but it's pitch black and it's just a sheer mountain drop. But when we do see somewhere, you can't get to it, and we can't just camp here, because if you see the way they drive here in Albania, you'd understand why. A lot of the time they're on the opposite side, well, on my side of the road, coming head on at you. So just slowly we'll find somewhere. Still looking for somewhere to camp. Still no joy. But luckily there's a town down there, but we'd rather camp because it's free and less hassle. Climb. Nope. Still nothing. No, still nothing. Still nothing.
That's where it is, down the hill. Oh man, this is like a never-ending story. A longer
Yeah, but there's no snow yet, so we're not high enough yet.
High enough for me? Yeah, not going to go any higher.
Tomorrow you'll be in the snow,
Stop.
so it's better to camp below the snow line. Nope, still nothing. So we managed to find somewhere last night. It was that windy we had to tie the tent down to the bikes. As you can see, it's interesting to see where we are because it was pitch black last night when we arrived. Came down from just up there off the road. It's near a place called Elbasan as we head to Macedonia. And here's Polly about to put the kettle on. Unused building just by the river, and it's come just at the right time before we have to head over the mountain pass over there tomorrow. So let's have a look. A little bit of broken glass. I think it's been trashed by people, but I'll just give it a quick sweep up. Get the tent up in here. Not bad at all. Hey? What do you think to your new house?
I love my new house, thank you very much. It's beautiful. Not too sure about the glass.
It's like it was maybe once a restaurant.
Definitely once a restaurant.
But not anymore. Now it's Gabriella's new home for the night. And there's nothing else around anyway. And we were going to start cycling over there tonight, not like last night. Anyway, the wind's picking up, so I best get sweeping up the glass before it gets stuck up Gab's ass.
managed to survive another night, but we did get some unexpected visitors.
Yeah, there was, what was it, about 11:30? Car came, with about 5 guys in it, but they were alright. They only came
Just
to
came
have
to have a smoke.
a smoke and chill out in our patio, on our patio.
Yeah, I think it's a place that gets lots of visitors in the night. Today?
I don't have anything wrong with me today, Chris. I'm absolutely perfect.
What did you say earlier?
I said a little bit earlier, today's just one of them days where you're not feeling it. Not feeling my cycling. Just feel like I need a little day off. And I asked some advice from Chris, but obviously he's at like a machine and doesn't know how this feels. He's like the Terminator, so he keeps telling me.
And? So you need to rest?
I've had a rest, and now I'm going to continue up the mountain pass. For like a lapse.
Can I say? Right, come on, let's get on with it.
Somebody day, gonna feel so lonely. Gonna miss my hugging, gonna miss my kissing, gonna miss me, baby, baby, baby. When I'm gone away, you'll feel so lonely, just for me only. And I said, honey, you had your way. And when you leave me, no one's gonna grieve me. I said, baby, honey, sweet somebody day. Gonna miss me, honey. Somebody day, gonna be so lonely.
Back when we was in Croatia in January, a few of you already know this, no doubt, but I managed to fly the drone out over the Adriatic Sea and it never came back. I'm sure there was some magnetic field that just pulled it out because there's nothing I could do. It just got taken away and then just plummeted once it
just
ran
had a
out
mind of
battery.
its own and just went.
Yeah, that was really weird. So, fortunately, we went up to the capital of
Montenegro.
It was Montenegro, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of it.
Podgorica.
Yeah. And we picked a new drone up there, but I didn't have chance to use it until we got to Albania. So we had a little bit of fun with this new drone because it's got some great features on it where it can track us. So we've got a lot of good drone footage coming up soon because we can just be cycling along and the thing can just follow us, and hopefully it won't be taken back out to sea. So when we got to a place called Elbasan, and that was the first time we properly used it with the tracking device, didn't we? So as you can see here,
we made a little video down by the lake.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Just leaving Prenjus, I never know how you pronounce these places in Albania. But we're up this big mountain pass on our way to Macedonia, country number 12. But I don't think we're going to get there today because it's really steep. Mountain pass after mountain pass. But it's a nice day, you see.
Hallå, hallå.
Can't get my mum doing that.
No.
Pushing a wheelbarrow up a mountain pass.
88-year-old pushing half a ton of gravel. She does about 40 trips a day up the mountain. Days, all we've had on this road is this trench you see now, this groove, and no matter how wide the road is, it's got some magnetic pull and it pulls you to it, so it's hard to stay a foot either side of it. You just end up in the ditch. So frustrating. Keep going. Yeah, about 40 miles. See, it's not so bad here now. It's filled in with gravel, but half the time it's about 3-inch deep. And the last thing you want to do is be going into it when you've got these big wagons, road trains going past you. So here it is again. Not as deep, but it's got a pipe in it.
Our friend Chris Gabs asked us what are our interests when we go to each country? Is it history museums, art museums, castles, etc., etc.? And it's just dawned on me, halfway up this mountain pass in Albania, our interest of researching the highest mountain in each country we visit and going and cycling up and over it. Woohoo!
Host of the reality show, you gonna watch and I'm gonna show you. I'll show you something that you had never seen before. Remember that there was the word in the beginning, but you need to smoke some.
We've made it to the top of the Galicia mountain pass. We set off from Frejus in Albania.
Frejus?
Frejus. And now we're at the top. In the background you can see Lake Horrid.
And Macedonia.
No, let me finish my lake
Oh,
bit
alright,
first.
let's start again, do it again.
Butting in.
Just give it a, but then just give it a bit of a pause. Be a bit more relaxed. Be relaxed. Just be chilled. Alright, go for it.
No, you pissed me off now and I can't do it properly.
Let's do it.
We've made it finally to the top of the Galicia mountain pass. We set off from Frejus this morning.
Up a big mountain
Climb.
pass.
I've just said that.
Oh, you spoilt it again.
Oh, you always repeat what I've said.
Go on, start again.
We finally made it to the top of the Galicia mountain pass. We set off from Frejus this morning. In the background you can see Lake Horrid. Half of it belongs to Albania, the other half belongs to Macedonia. The mountains,
Macedonia in the background.
the mountain passes
Snowy
are
mountains. That's
Macedonia.
where we're heading for.
But
we're gonna
history on the
basically-
lake.
we're gonna drop down now to, I can't pronounce it, Podradek.
Yeah, we're about 25
Um,
kilometres from the border, crossing into
So
Macedonia.
yeah, we're going to drop down. We're going to head sort of south down to the bottom of the lake. So we're going to follow we're going to go the long way around.
Yeah, we're on the
of
bottom.
lake, following it up through the national park. Again, you can see the snowy tops behind us. And then we're heading up to the town called Ohrid.
Horrid, yeah.
And then from there we're going to cut across the mountains to Bitola.
Bitola, yes.
It's pretty cold up here as
It's
well.
very, very windy as well, so we have to shout because of the wind.
And it's below, it's about -3 at the moment, and it's on
You
a
have to
quarter
keep
to
moving to keep warm.
So yeah, so we're going to go, eventually head to Bitola in Macedonia, and then we're probably from there we're going to drop down into Greece. Because, it was like I said, back a few months ago when we were cycling through Germany, we stopped in Dusseldorf, and we met a gentleman called Nico, and we remember him telling us he was from Greece, but he's recently contacted us because he's been following us ever since. We met him in Dusseldorf, and he's kindly put us in touch with his daughter who is living in a place that I can't
Saloniki.
and so she's kindly offered to let us stay there for I don't know, maybe 12 months. So we're going to do a few days in that part of Greece, aren't we?
Yes.
Before then continuing on to Bulgaria and Turkey for the end of the month. So
We're going to be cycling through a town called Ptolemida in Greece, and that's where I used to work many years ago when I was 18 as a dancer. So that'll be interesting to cycle through and see how it's changed.
So there we go. So it's lovely, great weather today, blue skies. It's freezing cold.
And we've got a nice downhill now, we hope, down to the
down
lake.
to the lake, and then see what happens from there. Bye.
You gonna watch and I'm gonna show you. I'll show you something that you had never seen before. Remember that there was the word in the beginning, but you need to smoke some to get its meaning, and then you starting feeling really wonderful. But watch this, here he comes.
Morning, before we go off on our bikes, we like to do something called a limbering up class. Here goes.
We camped last night just here on this patch of grass right by the lake. It was a really lovely spot. Great views of the Macedonian mountains behind us. So this is Lake Horrid. We made it last night.
Still in Albania.
Still in Albania.
Our last day in Albania.
The weather is glorious today. Absolutely beautiful.
Cold in the shade.
Yeah,
but
cold
can't
in the shade.
complain for early February.
It's not shorts and t-shirts weather, but the sun's out. We had a wash in the lake today, but that was like ice cold. Didn't go swimming because I would have frozen to death.
So today we leave here. Not too sure what the area's called, but basically you can enter Macedonia either just over there that way.
Pogderek.
Not that way. You can
That way is Pogderek.
That way is one border, which is only literally 10 minutes away. Or you can head to the south of the lake, which is, like you said, Podderek.
It's only 7 kilometres that way, yeah.
So because we're going to go all the way around the lake, because we're heading over in that direction, which is a place called Ohrid. As the lake.
Yeah, Ohrid.
Because then from there we're going to head over these mountains to a place called, we think, Bitola, which is in Macedonia. And from Bitola we then head
to Greece.
Probably to Greece is the what we're thinking. Because by the time we've gone through all that lot behind us, we'll probably be happy to drop down back to sea level in Greece. So yeah, when we left Pragus or Prania, so if you pronounce it, yesterday, we were straight into the mountain pass climbing up, along with many wagons, like what they call road trains, which are the double carriaged wagons. But all along the roadside, there's people, the locals with hose pipes.
Yeah. Cooling the brakes off,
They wash the wagons down as well, but they are there mainly to cool the brakes down, because many of them do overheat.
Yeah, you could smell the burning of the brakes, couldn't you, as you were cycling up?
See you.
So it's time to say goodbye to Albania as we head to country number 12,
Macedonia.
Bye.